Hello, I hope everybody's doing fine. Today I want to talk about difficult reactions. Difficult reactions. I read a quote on Instagram that they were saying people often judge people for the way they react, but not the reason why they react a certain way. And I thought that was so interesting. And I recently experienced it myself that I had to do things or I thought that I had to behave a certain way just to make my point, get my point across. And it, it doesn't feel right to reject people or to, but okay, difficult reactions. My husband is a psychiatrist, a psychologist, and I just love listening to him and talking to him. And he shared when I came with this experience, and I said, "Oh, but it doesn't feel right to act a certain way or to do a certain this or that." And he explained, he gave me this example that you have salespeople on the door, and they would try to sell you things, and you would say politely, "Oh no, 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 I'm not interested," or I don't want to buy it now, or maybe later, etc. And they would just continue to do what they want to do and just try to get their sale. And eventually, you really literally have to say, "I'm closing the door now, I'm sorry." And that's so rude. If you're not that way, but you still have to like get your point across to that salesperson, not right now. Not right now. And it's the same with relationships sometimes. You think, "Oh, how can I get my point across?" When people continuously choose to not listen to your boundaries. And then you have to act a certain way or figure out a certain way from, "Hey, I really want people to respect my wishes or listen to me." And that's what I was thinking when I came up with this vlog, difficult reactions. And again, that quote in the beginning, people only judge the way people behave and not the reason why people behave a certain way. Because now that I'm experiencing these things myself in my life, now I can see the bigger picture with other people and what they had to experience in their lives. Because even close to home, I've experienced that people just didn't want to continue a relationship with us because we wanted to hang out with people that they don't like, or they like them, or whatever their situation is. It's complicated. And that would hurt me so much that people would much rather just close the door and say, "We don't want anything to do with you guys as long as you are connected to that person." And it's so painful. But now I understand more. That's why I always say life is a journey, life is a process. We all have to go through our own things to understand things better. And now I understand that sometimes it's the only way for people. If people don't react or behave a certain way, for them to just say, "Hey." Because I was even listening to Matthew Hussey. He's a dating coach, but I listen to a lot of people in all sorts of things because I do believe you can learn so much information on behavior in general. So he was talking about ghosting and how people just disappear out of your life without an explanation. And I used to do that. In my times when I was depressed, my friends would just not hear from me anymore. I would just disappear. But the difference with me is that I would tell my friends, "I'm in my cave for a little while," so they would know, okay, she's in her cave. And even though I explained to people that sometimes I disappear in my cave, I lost good friendships because people don't always know how to deal with that. That you just choose to disappear and not contact people because, again, a relationship is like communicating, keeping each other warm. Those coals in the fire, you keep them warm. And when you don't keep them warm, it just So I lost good friendships in my depression or in my behavior of disappearing on people. So, but coming back to my story now, and I'm sharing this because I know a lot of people are going through it and I hope I can help. The ghosting thing, a lot of people experience it in the dating world, but as I said, I also experience it. And it's not comfortable when people just decide, then and then I didn't like the way you behaved or react, and I'm just gonna disappear out of your life. And whenever you feel like, then you just reappear in somebody's life. And I thought, no, that doesn't work that way. That doesn't work that way. And another thing, not only with ghosting that you can just disappear and appear in people's lives, there's also a thing with boundaries. If people give people boundaries and they just choose to do whatever they want with those boundaries and not respect people's boundaries, you get difficult reactions. You get that self-port person that people close in the door or hang up the phone because they call you and try to sell you things, and you say, no, I'm not interested, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm not interested, blah, blah, blah. And then you say, I'm going to hang up now because you just don't listen. And then you get rude. And as I said, the Instagram quote, people don't judge the reason why people behave a certain way. They only judge, can you believe how that person treated me? Can you believe what that person did or didn't do? But the thing is, when we learn, including myself, when we learn, hey, why is that person acting that way? Why is that person treating me that way? Then it all makes sense. Maybe that person gave you a boundary and you are not. So all that together, I thought it was so interesting. Difficult reactions. Sometimes we get difficult reactions. As I said, I lost a close friend of mine. She even got married and I wasn't invited to her wedding. That broke my heart. But at the same time, I knew I didn't invest in her the way I could have invested. But I was in my own world. I was in my depression. And I chose my depression over her, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. But again, life is like that. That life is like that. People come in your life and sometimes they're there to stay. And sometimes they're there to pass through a season of your life to build you up or to teach you something. And sometimes things just go. And it's like that in relationship, love relationship, work related, family, friends, you name it. But it's so important to respect boundaries. And not only respect boundaries, but to communicate. If somebody, for example, I experienced that somebody asked me, hey, can I stop by? And I said, you know what? No. And with the corona thing going on, but also other things going on, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna say no. And I don't often say no to people. So I'm really stepping into that new page of my book, My Life Journey. And how amazing would it have been if people would say, oh, okay, and respect that boundary. But for some reason, because I've experienced a lot of that in my life, that when I say no, people are like, I want this and I'm gonna get that. It's so strange. But anyway, going back to that, can I stop by? And I said no. And then they would think of some other solution. No, we can do this or that. And I still said no. And they came anyway. And that's what I say. You can get difficult reactions. Because how can you get your point across to some people when you say no? And I'm like, I always say be you, be free. So it can contradict for some people, maybe. From, hey, but I am this way and I want to be this way. But to me, even if I'm a certain way, I am free, I am me. If somebody tells me no, I would always try to listen to that no. And you won't get difficult reactions. And that's what hurts me so much, or has me thinking so much in life. Why is it so difficult for people to respect each other's boundaries, to respect each other's wishes, or to give people time when they ask for time? And the thing is, because I said about the ghosting, people could just disappear out of your life and then reappear whenever they feel ready and on their terms, and just not apologize, not say anything, just let time pass by and then step in. I've experienced that a lot in my life. I've apologized a lot in my life for things that I didn't do. And I'm reading about it a lot now. With I am going through my own healing journey, my own journey, as a lot of people are. That's why I'm sharing this, because a lot of people are experiencing what I am experiencing right now. But it's not only looking what others do, I also see what I do. And I also see what I can learn or change, etc. But I'm filled with that, how can you say it? I am so convinced that when you choose certain people in your life just gets better. You attract, when you learn to love yourself and like yourself, you just don't want certain behavior anymore. And I am noticing that more and more. Before I was I was the number one people pleaser. All I wanted was peace and harmony, and even if it meant that I had to just be invisible and my feelings be invisible, I would choose that way because I was a people pleaser. But for all of us, when you stand up for yourself, when you learn to appreciate who you are, when you learn to love yourself on your life journey, you come to realize that certain manipulative behavior, you don't want that anymore. You want like-minded people. You want peace, love, harmony, respect, and understanding, because those things are a great foundation to have in any relationship. When you learn to respect each other's wishes, when you learn to step into somebody else's world. And again, I used to do that all the time. I used to always step into someone else's world, always think about the other, always. And for me, not anymore. Not anymore. And sometimes you do it right, and sometimes you create a difficult reaction. Because, yeah. Anyway, so what can you do about this difficult behavior thing? What can you do about it? Normal people, when you ask them something or you explain something, they would just respect your wishes and then it's okay. But when people, usually people who are set in their own ways or manipulative or dominant, you name it, they don't accept that people want to change. They don't accept that people have boundaries or have certain things that they do want or don't want. And that's what makes it difficult. But it doesn't have to be this difficult, because again, you attract who you are. And at a certain point in life, you realize you love yourself and you want peace and harmony and joy, because life can be so beautiful when you just surround yourself with like-minded people, when you surround yourself with people that really respect each other and try to understand each other, even if you sometimes don't understand each other, and that you give each other space to be who they are, or to breathe whenever they need to breathe, and communicate. Communicate. Going back to that app, I communicated, hey, but we can call. We can call FaceTime. But no, I don't want to FaceTime. I want to do this. If my friend would tell me, if I would ask my friend, hey, can I stop by? And she said, no, not today. Do you think that I would go, hi, here I am? No way in the world would I do that. But there are people that when you tell them no, they're like, and the thing is, when you try to understand people, when you try to, and they keep doing those small little things, it becomes a big thing. And it's so sad, really, because a lot of things could be so much better or different. Because even I lost someone really close to me just because that person always wants me to do what they want me to do. And they don't appreciate, accept my no, my boundaries. When I say I don't want that, I don't like that, they're like, do it, do it. And that's not how you have a relationship. And I'm being really open and honest here, vulnerable. I don't want people calling me or this and that, and only when it's with harmony, love, respect, and understanding. As again, I lost people with my behavior when I was depressed and in my cave. And that's, sometimes you have consequences for behaving a certain way. And as I started out in this video, don't judge people's behavior. Look at why people behave a certain way. And really hold a mirror in front of you. What can I do different? I do that. I really, truly do that with myself. And that's the tip of the day. What can you do different yourself? Okay, I'm gonna stop this long vlog. Have a fantastic day. Be you, be free, but also respect people's wishes, boundaries, and try to understand each other, communicate, etc. Have a fantastic day. Baka baka. Read my book. Yes, you are. I wrote this book to inspire people, to encourage people, to help people. It's a good book to read. And it's also a beautiful gift to give. Very practical, and just buy it and see. And I also have an ebook version for the ones that just want to have it on their computer or phone. Anyway, have a fantastic day. Baka baka. Don't forget to subscribe and tell people about me. Bye.